Hello twin flames and welcome to the Divine Masculine reading for Friday. Now we are operating in a new moon right now as well, which is creating a creation energy. It's a creative tool to move things forward, and the masculines are moving things forward right now. Maybe not in the physical, but they are in the spiritual. They're going through a huge awakening. They're having visualizations and visions and realizations, and they are starting to see things the way they want them to be. And for the masculine, they have to see it to believe it. We as a feminine believe it and then we see it. So we know very well how to work with the law of attraction and how to harness that power. But the masculines have to see it to believe it. And what that means is they have to see a way forward. They have to see a plan or a solution to be able to believe in it. And that's exactly where they are. And as they evolve and transform, and as they get closer to union, they'll realise that when they believe it, they will see it. But right now, they are in this energy where they are finding the way forward to believe it's possible to make these changes, which is really powerful in itself. So we're going to bring in the messages from the Guides by James Van Praagh. This is a very beautiful deck, and I've used this for the feminine today. So what's the energy coming in around the masculine today? What's he going through on Christmas Eve's Eve? What do we need to know? So I'm feeling all this saliva in the mouth, and when I get that, this is connected with a lust energy and a craving. So the craving for more, the craving for you. There's all this passion around right now. We've been speaking about that as well. Desiring you, divine feminine, wanting you, needing you. So he's saying have an attitude of gratitude. So the angels are encouraging the masculine today to look at the journey or what they perceive to be their physical reality with an attitude of gratitude. So you know this is a journey, they know it's a journey, but they are more aware of their physical path because the masculines learn through their physical 3D world. Feminines, you tend to learn through your connection with the divine and your 5D world, what you feel, what you understand in a spiritual way, the way you just know things, the way you're shown things, your connection with power and source. Whereas the masculines experience things through their physical world, their senses. So the masculines are very in tune with their physical senses such as touch, taste, smell, their eyes, their senses. Whereas the feminine is more aware of their clair awareness, your clairaudience when you hear things or your ears ring or you have downloads, your eyes, but also your third eye, your clairvoyance. So you use your eyes to see, but you also use your third eye to see through the illusion, or see past the pain, or see above the situation, to rise above the ego. Your clair awareness, the way you feel things and know things and understand things, that's who you are. So the masculine is saying that I am being encouraged by my guides to be grateful for all things, to have an attitude of gratitude. And they are grateful for you, divine feminine, because you've opened their eyes. You've helped them to see and feel and really experience things again, even fear, when they may have previously been numb or stuck or feeling their life was a drag or a bore. So you've woken them up to brand new possibilities of who they can be and what type of life they can have. And we've got death as an illusion, wow. And we go through an ego death on this journey. We all do. We overcome the ego. Now, it's an ongoing process because we'll never lose that ego. We may say unfortunately, but it's the ego that keeps us human. Because the ego, it edges all the goodness out, yes, but it also makes us very aware of what's going on. It's like a little child pulling on your coat or on your clothes saying, look at this, look at this, look at this. Because the ego can be excited about things as well, but also in fear. The ego is like the fear-based energy of the inner child, where the inner child is saying, am I going to be okay? What if this happens? What if that happens? Please don't leave me on my own. I don't want to be alone. I'm scared. I'm lonely. That's the ego. The higher self gets excited. The higher self is like the little child skipping around saying, it's going to be a great day. I'm excited, there's magic around, it's wonderful, life is great. That's the energy of the inner child through the higher perspective. So remember your ego is trying to help because it's trying to make you aware of things you may not have noticed before. If you were operating too much in your higher self, that car's going to run you over, be careful. That's why the ego is, it has purpose, because it does wake you up sometimes to things you need to know. But it can also push you into fear. Fear is illusion, false experience appearing real. And we go through an ego death because we learn how to rise above it. So we're never going to lose the ego part of ourselves, because that's part of being human. And it's why we've come to this earth plane and in this earth body and in this earthly life. But we can learn to rise above it by seeing things in a more higher way and saying, okay, thank you for making me aware of that ego. Remember, your ego is like a child. Thank you, but I know I'm okay. And the ego will say, what if? And you say, so what, it's okay. Your ego will say, if only we'd done this, if only we'd done that. And you say, it's fine, everything happened the way it was meant to. So we go through what we class as in the spiritual world an ego death, where, the ego dies and the higher self rises. And we realise that everything else is illusion. So really death is an illusion. And we go through a transformation constantly on this journey where we are reborn constantly. We are reborn into new versions of ourselves every step of the way. So the person you used to be is not who you are now. And the person you'll be in 10 years will be transformed and not who you are now. So we're constantly evolving and growing. Think back to the person you were even 6 months ago and how far you've come now. So the death energy is about a change, a new beginning. And where we are right now is at the precipice of a new year. So it's the death of the old, the start of the new. The death of 2022 and the start of 2023. A brand new year, a new beginning, a fresh start. Wiping the slate clean. So when we get the death card in the tarot, it's never anything to fear. It's something to be embraced and cherished, because it's about a new perspective. It's about a new way of living. It's about a new start. And that's what I'm feeling here. So the ending is actually illusion, because we can't lose what's meant for us. And we never really end things. We just overcome things. Does that make sense to you? So, for example, death is an illusion. If you lose a loved one and you feel it's the end, you're never going to see them again, that's illusion. The truth is you can see them every moment in your heart and soul and mind. And you will be reunited on the other side, yes, but they live in you, through you. And as they say in The Princess Bride, death cannot stop true love. All it can do is delay it for a while. And that's true. So, if you're watching and your masculine has passed over, death is an illusion. That's why you feel them still. That's why they're around you, guiding you, helping you, living in you, through you. Death cannot stop true love. All it can do is delay it for a while. And that's the same with anyone you may have lost, like a mum, a dad, sister, brother, friend, because death is an illusion. It just creates a slight delay until we catch up with that fact, because as the human part of us, the ego says that person's gone, we're never going to see them again, and we feel immense pain. But our higher self says, no, that's illusion. They never went away. They're already here. That's why he's shown so many signs and synchronicities about this journey. It's so beautiful. When my mum passed away, and I knew she was free. I knew it. I just felt it. She was in a better place, and she got a voice back because she struggled to speak because of a cancer operation that she had years ago. And when we got back to her house, me and George, after we'd been in the hospital, we got back to her house, and there was a beautiful bird sitting right above her bedroom window, singing the most beautiful tune. All different frequencies, all different tunes, all different sounds. And I just knew that was my mum coming to me to say, I'm free, Liz, I can speak again, I can sing, I can shout, I can dance. I'm okay, be okay with it. So if you're missing anyone, and if your masculine is missing anyone, because you'll be feeling that, death is an illusion. And I know it's hard, especially this time of the year, but try and see it through fresh eyes. So the masculine is being guided right now to see the whole journey, the whole situation with you and their karmic partner and everything with fresh eyes. And this is what you're being guided to know too, Divine Feminine. So death, separation, any kind of parting of ways is an illusion, because everything is moving forward in a higher way. So today the masculine is dealing with a transformation of himself, and he's learning to release parts of himself that he knows needs to go so he can be free. And he's being grateful for all the lessons and the situations that got him here now to move forward. So really powerful energy where Archangel Chamuel is guiding the way forward. So you don't feel lost, you know where you're going and you know what to do. But the masculine is putting a plan in place so he can actually believe what he's doing and believe it's possible to move forward, be with you and make these changes for your future ahead. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.